everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a hot mess today. I'm in the middle of a move and I made a promise that I was going to continue to deliver you guys these videos at least once a week, and so here I am in a hot mess. This channel is for those of you guys who are entrepreneurs, who are on the spiritual path. You understand that your business that you are creating is coming from your soul, which means that it's actually linked to your identity, which means that the lessons that you learn around your business and the way in which you handle these lessons and move through them actually influences the success of your business. And so this is a very different kind of business than your typical business model. This is for people who are not just doing business for the sake of making money. They're doing it because it's actually their calling. You might feel like there's just a voice inside you pushing you towards doing something. I don't know, as I'm pulling cards, I'm just getting like that thing that you feel that you're also stepping into. It's changing. I'm getting a strong message for some of you. So whatever it is that is going on with you, something big is changing for you. And hey, you know what? It's a divine synchronicity. I'm in the middle of a move because lots of shifting for me here as well. And clearly I have a bit of a cold. I'm also moving through some massive changes in my energy. And I feel like some of you guys are moving through some pretty big changes too. So I'm just going to get the cards organized here. We're going to step into the story. My goal here is to empower you, to help you feel that you actually have a sense of belonging in this world, because I know a lot of soulpreneurs out there don't actually feel like they have a sense of belonging, especially if you're used to comparing yourself to other people who are doing business in the traditional way. You might actually not feel like you guys have anything in common. It's so funny. I was just talking about this. So letting go is the first card that came up. So letting go, there's something big that you have to let go of now. Like, it is done. It is dead. It is done. And it really requires that you release. If you don't release this thing, it's gonna feel like it's just dragging weight, and you're gonna feel like you're carrying around something that doesn't feel like it's you anymore. It's just an old version of you. I keep seeing like a guy with like a really big humpback, and it's like, it's almost like that is the humpback. It's like just this weight that is like holding you back from like standing straight and feeling confident in who you are, because the past is just being lugged behind you, but like on your physical body somehow. So the first message here is that it's time for you to let go of the way that you're doing something in your business. If you're used to working alone, maybe it's time for you to shift out of that, start working with other people. If you are used to doing word of mouth marketing, but now say all of your resources have ran dry, it's time for you to get into more, say, digital marketing, for example. If you are somebody that has been more of a product seller, but maybe you actually have been developing your healing abilities or coaching abilities, or some other kind of service or certification even that you've been taking, it's actually time for you to transition into doing more of that. So whoever this is for, I feel like you need to confront whatever is no longer resonating with you anymore, because there is a new vision coming in. And this new vision that is coming in is bigger and brighter, and also way different than what you were doing before. It's actually not even, for some of you, it's mildly related, but for a lot of you, it's like not even related. Like, it just looks like you transition out of like one way of doing things and you enter into a completely other way of doing things. And it's totally like, it's magnetic. It makes you magnetic. It makes you feel alive, and it pushes your boundaries because it stimulates you to learn things that you're not used to learning, and it makes you maybe even a little uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna read you some of the messages that came up from the Life Purpose here. Not the Life Purpose deck, but the Golden Future deck, sorry. It's Diana Cooper. Whew, I'm sweating here. I haven't even figured out how to turn the AC on, guys. I just moved to Tulum and it's hot. All right, so Sexuality is the first card here. So for some of you guys, you're going to be hitting, you're going to be hitting home, sexually speaking. Like this could mean many, many different things, but I'm just getting a feeling that some of you guys maybe have upbringings where you were really forced to suppress your sexuality, and this closed off your sacral chakra. It it kind of influenced the way that you created. It influenced your capacity for deeper levels of intimacy, and it also influenced how you ran your business, right? But now you're unleashing your sexuality in a way where you feel more comfortable with it, and you recognize that it's not taboo, it's not something to be ashamed of, it's actually something to embrace. And it doesn't mean that you have to go out there and be promiscuous by any means. What this card is saying is that your level of connection to your body and your sacral connection to your own intimate sexuality and sensuality is heightening. And as a result of this heightening, you're going to be able to access worlds beyond this world that you could not access before. And this is going to be very, very, very helpful for you. And I'm also getting the Dragons card here. I personally love dragons. I don't know if you guys love dragons too. I love dragons. I feel like there's a lot of positive dragons in this other dimension that are here to help us. I do believe dragons do roam the earth, but we are not actually calibrated to be able to witness them yet. So this is why I love these cards, because they remind me of that. But essentially the dragons are really here to heal the world. They're here to make a difference in the world. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. And so like, I feel from looking at this card that you have your own personal dragon. It's kind of funny that it comes out after sexuality. So anyways, that's interesting. But like, there's a personal dragon that you have access to that could be your guide. And this guide will teach you how to heal the world when you connect with it. And I think this is once you open and awaken your sexuality in a deeper way, this dragon will come through, okay? And then the community life card is coming up. So really to embrace fifth dimensional society. There are so many people out there. In fact, that's one of the reasons we're in Tulum. We've literally been visiting like eco villages and things like that, and getting a sense of what it would be like to live in a fifth dimensional reality where we have a more community type way of connecting with each other. And, you know, my husband and I and our baby were traveling for like, well, basically for a long time. This is literally my 45th home, but we are planning on rooting here for a while. So I'm really grateful. But this is telling me that, you know, we need to connect back to community. And one of the reasons we're rooting here is because we feel like we finally found a community, and we call it our entourage. It's like our family joke where we're like, we want an entourage, but everybody's version of that entourage looks different. Like in this picture, you'll see these people are really living together in harmony with the earth, you know, and for some of us, we're maybe more secluded, but we have people that come in and support us. And whatever that looks like for you, like this community life is something that you can help establish within your own world, and you can also help bring to the world, okay? So really important that you understand what the values are with this kind of living, because when you're creating a spiritually aligned business, you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of insights you're going to get through your meditations and your dreams as to how to do this, whether it's through natural forms of energy, whether it's understanding how to purify our waters, making sure that everybody on this planet is fed, overcoming greed, overcoming, you know, manipulative power dynamics. Those are all ways in which we can overcome what's happening right now and step more into a community way of life. And I think this is where a lot of you guys are headed with your soulpreneurships. And then also I pulled from the dragon deck as well, and 4 different dragons came out. Whew. The fire dragon is the first one. It says, burns up the lower energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired and clear your soul pathway. So this is for those of you guys, oh my God, I'm sweating so much. This is for those of you guys who really need to burn shit up. You need to like really let go. It's really funny because you guys know that I facilitate the Soulpreneur Institute, and actually just last week in the Soulpreneur Institute, we did this cleansing and burning and closing of old chapters that were still open. And we like entered this whole meditation where we found all the open chapters and all the books that were still open from previous contracts where we were leaking energy, and we closed them all. And it was a really powerful thing. And it's kind of reminding me of this because it's the same idea of actually like letting the lower energies around you just get burned up because they're just leaking, right? It's like you're leaking energy, and you need the energy. You need to be able to summon all the energy inside you to be able to create your new vision, but you can't do that if there's still old stuff that's just kind of tethered to you right now. So those tethers need to be burned, Okay, so this fire dragon you can call in to help you. Also, the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. So this opens you to knowledge from the new golden age. It carries the energy of the future. So you are here not for the present, but for the future. But you have to weave your future vision into the present by being grounded and resourceful. But you also have to pay attention to, where is this new golden age calling us? How are we going to exist? How are we going to collaborate? How are we going to cooperate? How are we going to co-create as a species in ways that are so much more fulfilling and not just self-serving, but like mutually beneficial to everybody involved, where there's just pure radical honesty and light coming through. And you have these seeds in you already. And because you have these seeds of consciousness already weaved in you, you can call upon the orange gold dragon to actually help you to connect with how you are here to help build this golden age, okay? Because you have that ability. Now, the dusty pink dragon from Andromeda also came up. I love Andromeda. Sometimes I get dreams of like my existence in Andromeda, and I just wake up and I just feel like, whoa, it feels really nice. And I'm obsessed with dusty pink right now, so I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, prepare all your chakras to embody higher love. So like, as we know, when we're stepping into the golden age and we're stepping into the new vision that we're getting, we do have to embrace a higher level of love, which means if you've been calibrated and you've been educated to diminish your love just through subtle micro behaviors that shaped your business, those are gonna have to get burnt up so that you can start showing up with a higher degree of love, more care and compassion. And like, it's really funny because today I was walking through these construction sites, and I just kept getting this feeling that like, imagine all of the construction workers were actually like focused and intentional about building a space for families or building an eco-village or whatever it is that they're building. Imagine they were like putting their love and their beautiful energy into it, right? A lot of them are just like, you know, smoking, drinking, you know, consuming mass amounts of sugar. And they're not really like actually thinking or putting intentions into the building and the structures. But imagine they did. Wouldn't that be so powerful to live in a place like that, where you know that every hand that contributed to building it was really intentional about having the best possible experience for you, right? So this prepares all your chakras to embody that higher love. So whether you are, you know, a construction worker, whether you are even a barista, you know, if you are somebody that is an artist of some kind, you can pour art, love into your art. If you are somebody that is creating something that is so otherworldly, and maybe you're using natural tools and natural elements to do it, like really this dragon that you call forth is going to help you to pull in higher levels of love, so you can start to feel aligned with serving at a way higher capacity and level than you ever have before. And what I find in like the clients that I've worked with is that those who have pulled in higher levels of love, they actually attract not like less business in the sense of monetary wise, they actually become more monetary successful. However, they attract fewer clients or customers that pay more. And what I find this happens is because the level of love that is so evolved in the service provider or the seller, they're actually speaking to a more particular audience that is more niched. And that niche is just like, it's like a love language, right? Because they put their information out there in a way that is really, really speaking to this form of higher love. I have so many teachings about this in Soulpreneur. I'm going to try to stay focused here, but there is a difference between the higher chakra, the higher heart, and the lower heart. And when I see this card, I think about the higher heart, and I have like literally like 200 recordings in my classrooms in school. And one of them is about this whole process of opening up your higher heart and not just living through your lower heart. And I really believe that this is what this card is saying, is like connect to the higher heart, which is more connected to, say, humanity and that agape love versus just like that kind of emotional love that we're used to feeling. All right. So the last one is the golden Christed dragon. I love this one too. It's really funny because my husband wrote a book about Jesus and he's not religious. He loves Christ, but he's not religious, and same with me. But it's really interesting because like people who are, you know, involved in the church keep calling him a pastor. And it's just this love of Christ, I think. It's like the golden Christed dragon brings you higher love so that you can embody the Christ light. So isn't that funny that the word higher love showed up again in the final card here? So really, this is about absorbing the Christ light. You are protected, expanding your heart, and remaining fifth dimensional, not letting your lower self take over, right? Yeah, it's so important that we keep our higher self connected and that we don't allow ourselves to let our fears or our pain and suffering dictate how we communicate, how we work with people, how we market ourselves, how we deal with situations, right? That beautiful Christ light is so powerful. And when you connect to it, you can really start to feel this unconditional love. I don't know if you guys have ever watched The Chosen. My husband and I watched The Chosen and we loved it. We learned so much. I don't know how accurate the stories are, but we learn so much just about having unconditional love. And sometimes unconditional love means saying no to people that want something from you. And other times it means helping people that ask nothing of you, right? It's just letting that Christ love guide you. And that's going to help to empower you to know that you are in alignment with your heart and soul and the divinity within you. Each and every one of us has our own level of divinity to contribute to this planet. And I think I just want to say one last thing. This is getting long, but I really feel like I want to share this with you guys, like just a quick little personal story. So yesterday I was on my Facebook and we just moved to this new place and I was so excited because I like took my Palo Santo stick and I was like just doing prayers over all the food in the kitchen. And I haven't had like a proper home in a really long time. So like never really filled my fridge to that capacity. And like this time we just went all in and bought everything because it wasn't like, oh, we can only get so much because then we're going to leave and go somewhere else and we're going to have to like travel with it or just get rid of it. So it was a really big deal to me. So anyways, I was so excited. I posted about it. I said, any other alchemists out there cleansing their family's food with Palo Santo in their kitchens? And this one girl got so angry at me and she's like, you know, you're the problem and Palo Santo's endangered and you're like completely ruining the species of Palo Santo. And anyways, she was like, yes, decolonization, this is where I'm going with this. And she like shared my post and like completely just got upset with me and like enraged really. And I sat with that and I actually didn't get upset. And I was proud of myself that I didn't get upset because I was like, damn, the old me would have gotten really upset by something like that. It's like she's exposing me, but I don't understand why. And I understand that, you know, we're all alchemists. We don't need tools in order to bring beautiful energy to this planet. However, if Palo Santo is endangered, I mean, that's another conversation. But I'm open to having that conversation and being educated and even having like a healthy debate, right? I really sometimes believe that certain species that do get endangered, like sometimes they're endangered because there's something new coming through as well and something different and better for what humanity needs. I really believe in the power of nature. So when something is endangered, I personally don't always freak out about it. But at the same time, I have a personal attachment to certain species that I wouldn't want to get endangered. So I get it, right? Anyways, just the way she came across was like really, really not coming from a place of love. And I realized, you know, imagine if she came with love and imagine she educated and shared some really crucial points and like spoke to me from compassion. Like I would have learned something. She would have felt good about herself on purpose. We all would have maybe even agreed to disagree if that was the ending, but we all would have grew. But instead, she came with rage and she came with blame and judgment. And it was really unfortunate to see because I said, you know, I'm not your enemy. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to hurt the planet. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm really just speaking to the power of putting our beautiful light and love into our food. And that was the intention behind the post. And it just occurred to me that those who are leaders that are very polarizing, those who have such charged energy, they end up either polarizing other people who are not fully centered because those people are emotionally based. They don't actually have a center to choose from. So their reactivity guides them and they end up either mirroring the polarity or they end up completely rebelling against it, but it's still polarized. And I really believe that in order to enter this Christ-like consciousness, in order to step into this higher love, we have to understand that we're all brilliant beings and we are all part of the tapestry of life and we all have our own unique belief systems And we can help each other and serve each other by not judging each other, but by sharing our vision and our beliefs and seeing, what others are and seeing if there's a way to collaborate or come together on those things. But if we're doing it from a place of anger and unresolved trauma, it's not the right kind of expression. Every expression that comes from somebody like that is a battle, right? I really don't know why I'm sharing this. I feel like someone's gonna resonate, so I hope somebody resonates with this. Please share in the comments if you do. But I really believe that our expression doesn't have to be a battle. It can just simply be an authentic soul belief, and I think that's a beautiful thing to have. By all means, it's just how we approach it, right? So if you're out there as a thought leader and you're a person who has a lot of influence, I want you to know that you're going to be way more influential if you show up from a more centered place, speaking from love, unconditional love and openness versus you're right and everybody else is wrong. I think that's going to really guide us more and more towards that light that we all have to connect with each other. So I pray that this message has been helpful for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to learn more about the Soulpreneur Institute, you can check it out. It's www.soulpreneurinstitute.com. We have a whole school program, lots and lots of beautiful classes for entrepreneurs who are growing together. I do a weekly live call, and every Tuesday I use my intuitive gifts, so you can just jump in, ask a question on one of my posts, and I'll give you a very personalized, guided answer to your question every Tuesday as well in the space. And for those of you guys who are looking for more support, more coaching, definitely check me out. You can reach out to me personally through the selenaellamoonproject.com. And if you guys are on the road to expanding your wealth consciousness, definitely check out my wealth code activations. It's simply wealthcodeactivations.com. I have 33 wealth codes that I've channeled to help you expand into a greater sense of wealth so you can live in this world without hating money or having a negative relationship with money, and you can start to live with God and your money. All right, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you soon. Love you all. Bye.